everybody. We are live. How are you? We're running a little bit later tonight, just things.
Life happens, just Skip happens.
Exactly right. That's where I was going with it. It's Skip Happens, but it's our podcast. Skip Clark from the Wolf here in Syracuse. And of course, Deb Lamphere, the founder and the president of the official Country Music Fan Club. And our guest tonight, and there he is on the left-hand side. He's in Kentucky, I believe. He's in Kentucky. Dwayne Messer, Nashville recording artist, singer, songwriter. How are you, my friend?
I'm just fine. Doing okay.
Once we got up and running, things are better now. It was kind of crazy. It must be the technology. Everything is changing, and it's changing so fast, and it's the way we're doing things nowadays. So tell us a little bit about Dwayne Messer.
Well, I hail from Eastern Kentucky, and been doing music for quite some time, and been writing songs since high school, probably maybe before high school, and just loving it and enjoying it. And started doing music when I was young with my family's gospel group, and I actually used to do sound for them.
Oh wow!
And then went from that to actually singing a little bit with them. But I had already been, singing and writing prior to the gospel group. I just didn't perform with them that much until I started doing it a little bit. And then in college, I've done a lot of bluegrass act type of things with some friends that I went to college with. And we just had a blast doing that. And we had a lot of little gigs we do just to make some pocket money to eat on and things like that while we were going to school. And when I got out of college, I decided that I wanted to pursue music as a full-time thing, or attempt to do it as a full-time thing, or what have you. I knew that's what I wanted to do, and I just started taking it from there and getting more serious about it and getting into country music and writing more, and formed my own band, and decided to start playing clubs and bars and things like that while working day job and all that, and just keep on doing it and keep on writing and moving forward.
Sounds awesome. You are a sound guy, huh? You're the guy behind the board for a while.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, it is kind of fun doing that. It is fun doing that.
I love
Skip,
that.
you like all that geeky technology stuff.
Now look at me. I mean, if I didn't have, something would be wrong if I wasn't in this type of environment. If people that know me, this is what I love. And Dwayne, tell us about your surroundings. Are you like in a studio, or I mean, is that a keyboard I see behind you, or?
Yeah, I'm inside my kind of like my personal home studio that I've put together. When we built our home, my wife and I decided to put a home studio in, and a friend of mine and myself decided to wire the house to where we could do that and have it like kind of like a home demo studio.
Nice.
And we ran everything through the walls, and down below is my garage, and I've got 16 channel cables that go through the walls and down into the garage, and I've got the cabling comes back up to this room for like a control room. And so this is where I do my writing. This is where I do my demos, and it beats paying those fees for studio costs and everything when you're going to write.
Exactly.
A lot of people do that now, though. A lot of artists that we talk to, they have studios set up in their house or in their basement or at their parents' house so that they can do what they need to do when they want to do it.
It's pretty neat. And the only bad thing about it is this kind of stuff always goes out of date. It gets obsolete. You have to always kind of upgrade it and all that.
I know that routine. I know that routine, absolutely. I would assume that you're not going to sell the house anytime soon with all those wires in the wall.
No. I will stay with that.
I love it. So you've got a single video now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, when I started doing this more seriously, I started going to Nashville and shopping for songs. Even though I wrote my own stuff, I started shopping for songs for spec demos to send to labels. And I ran into a songwriter by the name of Philip White. And you've heard of Reba McEntire's I'm a Survivor.
Oh, yes.
And a bunch of other songs he's written. And Philip introduced me to bass guitar player Ralph Ezell of the famed band Shenandoah.
Love it. Yeah.
And so they sort of went together, and we all went together and did a production, and we did a shopping production to put out there, and we had RCA take a bite on it. And we were doing pretty good with, going back in and playing for the A&R people. And then there was a little hiccup in the system, so to speak, on the RCA side. And they let the guy go that we were shopping to.
Oh,
and
wow.
so we had to go back to square one.
Wow.
Well,
that sucks.
Yes, it does. To put it bluntly, Skip.
But seriously, it had to, because you worked hard to get to that point, and you're working with somebody, and then they let the guy go, and now you got to start all over again. And it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. It was like, we just kind of I had to go back and start all over again and start beating the bushes again and start trying to knock on more doors and see where I could go with it. Of course, the business changed, and, the music changed, and me being a little bit more of a traditional artist, it was really tough to get another deal started. And so I just decided just to hunker down and start writing even more. And then we decided just recently to start putting out the stuff I've been writing. In the past, and you hear a lot of folks say, well, you got to find the best songs, and you get a lot of advice in the business and everything. And sometimes you try to do it and it don't work, and then you got to go back to square one again, try it all over again. And you sort of just keep plugging and plugging until you find that right niche. And I just decided to start working independently, and we're getting some stuff on radio now, and it's starting to perk up, and we're starting to see some results.
How much? What would you say was the time frame from the time that the gentleman that you were working through got let go with the label and to where you are now? How long? Has it been quite a while, or
it's been probably a little over 10 years or so,
wow. Okay.
maybe longer. And you started seeing the music go to the poppy, and then the bro country coming in, and and it just
exactly.
And that it's a bit frustrating when you're working that way and you're trying to get it to happen, but you just have to go back and reinvent yourself again.
Yeah, but I don't know. You still have to be yourself. Correct me if I'm wrong. You need to be, Dwayne Messer. You need to be unique. You need to be doing your own thing. And I'll be honest with you, from somebody that's been working in the business for quite a while, I think what I'm seeing is more of yes, we have the bro country and we have a lot of this pop sounding country, but I think a lot of it is starting to pull those roots in from the traditional sound. I think not only, of course, we're hearing the horns and all that never used to be there, but then now I'm starting to hear the steel again and a slide and all that, which is, to me, that's country. And that is
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we're starting to see it go back there again, and you're hearing a lot more of it in the major labels. They're starting to say to themselves, "Whoa, I think people want to hear country again." And I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of folks that never went away from it, from what I could find out when I would get out there and talk to people and play shows. People were like, "I wish it would go back the old way," all that. And you hear them tell it. And of course, I'm kind of open-minded. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music, and it didn't really bother me that badly. But I guess it sort of it was tough saying, how do I break into this with the music like this? And then I just said, I'm just going to stay true to myself and be who I am, and hope that I can break in with something different. And I think with our single that we've got on the radio right now, I think that is a little something different.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And I love it. And I'm glad
Thank you.
It was pitched to me, and I'm glad that we could find room and get it on the radio. I mean, there's a lot of other music that's just sitting there. So getting you on the radio, I think is a good thing, obviously, and getting it heard in the Syracuse market or in the Northeast. It's pretty awesome. So
yeah, I just want to tell you, I am grateful that you guys like it, and I really appreciate you putting it on your playlist and playing it for the people to hear. It means so much to me, and a lot of other artists that get to do this with you, Skip. And another thing is getting to be on your show tonight has been a great thrill for me. I've been on pins and needles all day going, I'm going to do the show tonight and everything.
Oh, no.
We just have a lot of fun, right? We're laid back.
Yeah,
very laid back.
I took in some of your previous shows on YouTube, and I sat and watched a few of them, and I thought, well, this is going to be really cool because this is laid back, and you just get to have fun and chat about things and talk about whatever pops up, and I think that's really neat.
Right, and I think what Deb and I do is, from a couple of different perspectives, is to show our viewers and let our listeners hear that you, as an artist, as a songwriter, as somebody that's got a song on the radio, somebody that goes to Nashville and records music, that you're just like us too. You go to the grocery store, you watch television, maybe you binge watch certain shows. I mean, you're human. That's your job. We're doing our job. And I want people to know that you're real people. And that's the other reason that Deb and I, when we get on, we're just like, hey, tell us about you, man. Just tell us. Who are you? I mean,
well,
this is all about. That's it. It's cool.
Yeah. I just I'm getting a little bouncing there.
I can hear. All right.
You want me to tell a little bit more about me, or?
Well, no. I mean, I was just saying that that's one of the reasons that we do it, and we do it the way that we do it is to keep it very, very informal. We chatted with Martina McBride here recently, and it was so cool because it was a conversation like we were sitting right there on her deck. Just, hey, how are you? What's going on? What's up with the kids? Hey, what'd you have for dinner tonight? What do you like to cook? That's what we do. And
that's cool.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm told by my friend John Griffin that there are some famous folks from where you're from.
Yeah. We got a lot of famous people from the area where I live. Being in northeastern Kentucky, first of all, right here in the county where I'm from is the storyteller's hometown. This is Tom T. Hall's hometown. And of course, Tom T., he's semi-retired, I think, from the business, but and his wife passed away not too long ago. And I think ever since then, he's kind of been chilling and taking it easy there. Now, whether he's writing, I don't know, but as you well know, he had a really nice career and a lot of great hits under his belt. And then we go east of me into Ashland, Kentucky. You run into the Judd's hometown, Winona and Naomi's hometown.
Oh, very cool.
And then just right a little bit, I guess you could say, northwest from that town is a place called Flatwoods, and that's where Billy Ray Cyrus is from.
Okay.
And then if you go south of us, you run into Keith Whitley's hometown.
Wow, you're right in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
It's like a triangle or like a circled area. And then you run a little further north from Keith Whitley, you run into Ricky Skaggs' place. So it's just...
You could do one of those bus tours, Homes of the Stars in your area as a side gig if you want.
It wouldn't if you still had the places to go because they all moved to other places. But I guess some of their families are still there.
Yeah, exactly. It could be the Dwain Messer tour service.
There you go.
See the Homes of the Stars. Isn't that what they call it in Nashville? I don't know. I don't remember, but we don't a lot of that stuff. But I know they do it. But yeah. So would that have played a part in you because of where you live? Would that have played a part in you doing what you do?
It did. Yeah, it did. Because I sort of got the music bug in the 80s when I was a kid, and I started listening to Ricky Skaggs.
Oh, wow.
And, all my high school friends were listening to rock and stuff, but I was listening to Ricky Skaggs. And they were like, "Why do you like that stuff?" And well, I love it. It's great stuff. And he had one of the hottest picking bands ever in the business, and it just grabbed a hold of me, and it said, I said, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do right there. I would love to do that for a living. And so going to college and everything was kind of like a staple to have while I was trying to work on a career. You got to have something to do while you're doing it. And I knew that I needed something while I was trying to work on the music end of it. Mm-hmm. And so, being from this area, having all that music around me, and then of course Keith Whitley coming up in the late '80s, that even influenced me even more. As a matter of fact, I became friends with Keith's mom after Keith passed away. His mother Faye used to come to a lot of our shows we would play.
Oh wow, very cool.
Yeah, she was a sweet lady, and she passed away not too many years ago. And she gave me a guitar pick that I keep in my wallet, and it was one of Keith's picks that he used on stage. And she had it, and she gave me a pick, and she gave me a autographed photograph of him, and I've got that put away, and it's kind of keepsakes.
Yep, those are things you don't want to part with. Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
And I have an autographed cassette at a concert that I went to with him, and I got to see him in concert, and I got this cassette tape, and they were selling at the T-shirt tables, and I had him to sign it. So that's put away too. So I've got all that paraphernalia put up.
Yeah, you got to hang on to that stuff. It means a lot to you in a lot of different ways. So
yes, it does.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go. I'm good.
Okay. What about have you done any fan fest activities? I know Deb has done like 21 fan fest. She has the fan club.
It's a fanfare, and then it changed over to CMA Fest.
Right. So I would have loved to get into that.
He's close.
This is going to be funny because I've been a CMA member for the last probably. How long have I been on the CMA? I've been a CMA member for probably 13 years or so.
Okay.
And I didn't really know about getting into FanFest. I didn't think that would be something somebody like myself could get into if you didn't have a major label behind you. And I never really pursued it. But I've enjoyed voting and being one of the big, being one of the people that gets to vote in the CMA awards and everything.
Same. No, you could get, you should be, although their rules have changed a lot, but you should be able to get a booth if you wanted to introduce yourself and your music and your life story and whatever you want to do there. You can get a booth and get, fans out there to meet and greet you.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Maybe hopefully we'll have it next year, CMA Fest. Either that or I'll have a booth next year. You could come to our booth.
Oh, okay. That'd be cool.
Yeah. We were going to try to have a booth this year, but it didn't happen because CMA Fest didn't happen. But
yeah, it's been affecting a lot of people really badly. It's shut a lot of artists down. I know I was listening to a talk show. I can't remember where it was, but where the newer artists that just got signed, who were just now coming up, and they were getting going. I guess their advance is starting to run out.
Oh wow!
That the record label gives them, and they're like going, "What do we do?" And
it's not even their fault.
No, it's not even their fault, and of course the record company's got to recoup that, and that's
Well, here's the thing. Hopefully next year things will double up. I honestly don't think we're going to get back to really, really close to normal until halfway through next year. And I think at that point, we're going to see things pick up and double up and fast paced because everybody's got to make up for the last year to year and a half. Because even if we start getting going next year, it's not going to be full capacity.
No,
we just got a notice today. The cruises are now delaying their start. They just moved it to November 1st. This is like the third move. So, it's going to take a little time, but next year.
Deb's a big cruiser. Her
Oh, well, that's
and the friends, they in the company, they go on cruises all the time. And this year, of course, everything's been pushed back. So, but
I'm sorry you didn't get your cruise in this year.
I'm not.
Listen, let me tell you something. It saved me at least 20 pounds with the vacations that we didn't get to do this year, because you know what you do on the cruise. You're just eating and drinking,
That's what I heard.
Eat.
And that's all we're doing.
I eat
now.
more than I drink.
Yeah.
Well,
quarantine, we're eating and drinking.
but I do have a tendency to at least work out when I'm here. On the cruise, forget it.
Well, I know I've been doing that myself, but it was a bear to try to find exercise equipment.
I bet.
True.
I bet.
I like to never found a set of weights because I wanted to do weightlifting. I used to do a lot of that, and then I wanted to get back into it while this was going on. And I like to never found a good set of weights to buy, and it was crazy. And then I just kept trying to look, and finally I got lucky, and a window of opportunity popped open because I put in a little email in, said, "Let me know if you get them in stock." And they sent me a notice, and they said, "Come and get it." And I said, "Okay, don't sell it to anybody." And so
at that point, you probably decided you didn't want to work out anymore.
You felt that way. The good thing is I already had a cardio machine, so that come in handy. But
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, back to the music a little bit. What other instruments do you play?
What other instruments? I dabble in. I do a little dabble in a little bass guitar. Of course, I've got some lead guitars I like to mess with, but I'm a brass player from way back in grade school, high school, elementary school. I started playing trumpet when I was in the 4th grade, and on one of my actually I've got an older CD that we did some time back, kind of a CD we made just to do at shows and things, sell at shows. And I wrote a song called "I Got You, You Got Me," and I do a trumpet solo in that song. And of course we padded the background with horn parts and stuff. So yeah, I do brass instruments like trumpet, flugelhorn, cornet. My chops are bad right now though. I mean, if I picked one up right now, which I have laying over here in a case, I would be like dead in 10 minutes. I'd be going, I can't play anymore, because it's an instrument you have to play for you'd have to get back into it a month before you can even do an hour of playing on one of them.
I played the cornet.
You played the cornet?
Yep. I played the cornet in high school and the marching band and all that. But after that, I was done with it. So I think I was like second cornet. But yeah.
I like to mess with keyboards a little bit too, but I wouldn't play in public. I wouldn't do that one in public at all.
Well, it's cool. I mean, being a musician, you do more than just play the guitar, which makes you pretty special in what you do and the music that you put out. I did notice a video on YouTube, which caught my attention because I am a big fan of Vince Gill. And I think you were doing, you did a Vince Gill to, oh my gosh, you had a brain fart.
I've been trying to get over you.
Yes.
Oh.
You did that was on YouTube, and you were on the stage or somewhere, you were singing it, and I said, wow, that is just to do a Vince Gill song. That was fabulous. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He's top.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of Vince Gill for quite some time. He just blows me away with his guitarmanship and his vocals and just the overall production that he always did, and his songwriting. It just blows me away. And I've been a big Vince Gill fan, and we covered that one, and we love doing that tune, the band and I do, and it's just people enjoy it. And the guys, if you watch that video, the band, they just do a fabulous job trying to cover what Vince did on the record. The guys I play with are just great players, and we just enjoy it.
Are these guys that you play with right along? I mean, it's the same band all the time, I would assume.
Say again, I'm sorry.
These guys in the band, it's the same guys all the time. Whenever.
Yeah, for the most part, but occasionally I might have to switch bass players or drummers or something like that out. You have that situation where one guy might especially now that this hiatus stuff is going on, and we're having to stay put and everything. And some of the guys have been kind of trying to get, like, they're sneaking over to West Virginia and playing some shows with some different people, and because the bars have been open there, but they're not been open that much in Kentucky. And
Right.
so it's kind of been tough that way in keeping the band together. And so when this does break, I don't really, I may have to revamp everything and, you know, go back to hiring a couple of different players before it's all said and done, because people, you know, they take on different jobs, and that plays a role in it, whether they can actually work with me again and stuff, since we're not doing this on a full-time basis.
Right. Do you do anything else, or are you a full-time musician?
I got a day job. I'm an educator through the day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been teaching, and then I always say I got two jobs. I teach and then play music. So it's pretty neat. And I've been doing that for quite a while. And then I do my music on the nights and weekends. And then in the summers, we get to do a lot more. Everybody's schedule's a little bit more freer.
Do the students want Mr. Messer to play a song? Like
yeah, they've been known to try to hit me up. They enjoy trying to sort of throw me off guard, so to speak.
Yeah.
Would rather do that and have class, you know, sometimes. But I got to stick to my repertoire there. I've got to do my job. So they hate that when I say, guys, can't do that right now. We've got to do class today. So. Yeah,
my daughter Angela is a teacher in Newport News, Virginia. So I have a lot of respect for the teachers and the educators and anybody that has a lot to do with our youth, our children growing up, future leaders of America. I mean, it's people like you that point them in the right direction and teach them what they need to teach. And I don't know, do you specialize? Are you like an English teacher, or is there social studies, or I don't know?
Yeah, I'm a social science person. Cool. I teach all the different social sciences. But mainly I've been assigned to doing a lot more just history, but I can teach different things, but history is the one they've got me assigned to at this time.
Well, God bless you, my friend. That's awesome.
I
missed what level you were at. Are you elementary or middle school?
Oh, I'm at the high school level.
Oh, you're at the high school. I'm sorry. Okay. God bless you.
Yeah.
That's where they don't call him Mr. Messer. They call him Dwayne.
Yeah. Well, that's you hit it right on the head there, Skip. That's exactly. I've got some of them. They say, "Hey, Dwayne," you know, and I say, guys, don't say that around the principal. I tell them, I think you're supposed to use the Mr. thing there. So,
but that's a great relationship with the kids. Really,
it is.
It is. With trust, and that relationship means a lot. So,
yeah, and they asked me. They said they found my music, and they've been following me on music. And they say, if this starts picking up, will you still do that? Will you still teach? And I say, guys, if it starts picking up and I start doing better, doing well in this music business, I said, I'm sorry, I think I'm going to be heading in that direction. That's what I wanted to do all my life.
Yeah, that's your dream. That's your dream, and I don't blame you. But at least, you've got a great education, obviously, and something to fall back on.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out for you, but as of right now, I don't see that happening. It's all working out just fine because you've already got a song on the radio, which.
Yeah, and I'm just completely tickled to death, and I'm glad people's liking it. I've been watching some of the spins go up on different stations and everything, and I know we just got up with you guys, and I get my grassroots friends give me daily indications of what's going on. John Griffin and the gang. And
watching right now. That I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but he's.
Oh yeah, there he is. He's on there, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's the one. He's been popping these questions in, about, he played the trombone and he went high school. Yikes! I mean, you can see it all there. But
he's a fabulous songwriter and singer in his own right. I mean, I told him that the other day.
Yes. He is fabulous. We got to know him a little bit. We interviewed Clayton Smalley, who he
yes.
So, it was great to see John, and we all talked one night, which was he's been on Skip Happens, and we just talked about life and talked about music and all the good stuff. So, yeah. Tell us about the single that's on the radio.
Okay. It's first of all, when I wrote the song, I wrote it right here in this room, and it was a Friday. I remember it was a Friday evening when I started putting it together, and it was one of those accidental writes. I guess Merle Haggard says you can't force yourself sometimes. You got to just sit down and it'll come out sometimes, and things pop into your head. That was a bad week I was having when I wrote that song. There were just things going on that week. There was a lot of stuff happening in the day job, and I just sat down with my guitar and I said, I'm just going to start getting some song ideas going in here. And I sort of kind of just decided, let's see what I can come up with. And one of the things that hit me, because it was such one of those weeks, was I wish I was a teenager again.
Okay.
It would be nice if I was a teenager again. And then that's where the first line came in there. It comes in with, it would be nice to go back someday to a simple way of life. And then I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I got this line thinking about what's going on. And then I started thinking about a lot of other things that people might run into that might be getting them down and might making their life miserable. And then I got to thinking, how do you solve this? Maybe I put a little faith in the good Lord to solve it. And so the line is kind of like in the chorus, it's sort of like a prayer, asking God for help. And it just came out. And I got part of the song done on a Friday night, and I finished it on a Sunday afternoon 2 days later. And it was a pretty quick write. I had it done. I had it the way I wanted it. When I write, I tend to have this, I always say to my wife, I said, I kind of write like Mozart, because I can hear the instruments in my head. I know where I want things to go. I can hear what kind of things should be on the song. That's just the way I am. I'm able to compose in my head as I go. And when we go in the studio, I give the producer my ideas, and the producer goes, okay, gotcha. And then he was able to take it and run with it. And it came out great. Even more than what my demo was. And I was, and somebody, John saying it has a Don Williams feel there. I seen that pop up. And I don't know. It was just a lot of there's a lot of personal thoughts in that song, in that one. Sometimes you write because you're doing it for commercial, but that one was hit home with me. That one did. And of course, when we approached Grassroots with the choice of what would you guys like to try to go with as far as an opener, they all voted for this one. And I was blown away, and because I have some co-writes on the project, and they went with this one instead of some that I co-write with somebody else. And I thought, well, that's kind of flattering. This is a song I did all by myself, and I was just tickled that this was the one they thought, well, we should go with. And we're seeing some great positive results from it.
It's for everybody to be unanimous. I know how that works. For everybody everybody's saying that's the song they want to send to radio. They think you should send to radio. That doesn't happen that often. Usually it's kind of split, So
yeah, you're right. Usually it is, but this one they unanimously chose it, and I was open-minded about it. And but to be honest, I never thought about this one being that, because I thought it might not hit the secular field as great as some of the other songs would. I thought it might be confused as a gospel tune on a country, production or country release. But I said, it's gonna go on the album. I've got to put it on the album. And I'm just tickled to death that everybody loves it, and it's like a blessing to me to know that my own single got out there, and people's enjoying it, and they're getting a message from it. And when I wrote it, I never dreamed that we'd be in a situation like this. That never even came to mind. So it's sort of like, when I think about it, it's kind of like it was meant to be.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Absolutely. Deb?
Are you frozen? Oh, I thought you were frozen.
No, I thought Deb was going to say something, and I'm like, Deb?
Oh, yeah, no. I actually was quiet for a minute.
I know, and that's unusual.
Yeah, I was just kidding.
I know.
So, did you do a lot of writing during this quarantine period? Did you find it successful for you, or did you end up doing things?
Yeah, me and a friend of mine, and I think he may be on Facebook right now watching the show. Eden Langworthy, he's a great songwriter and singer in his own right, and Eden and I have been friends for quite some time, and we wrote and co-wrote one of the tunes, actually two of the tunes on the album. And me and him, we've wrote about 3 or 4 brand new ones that are still in kind of gelling, and we got a couple that we're still got to do some polishing with. And there's a couple that he's going to be doing some recording down the road, and he's going to be putting those two of them that he and I wrote on a project that he's going to be doing down in the future. Oh. So yeah, we did quite a bit of writing while we were down. It yielded some pretty good. Yeah, it did come out. Things came out good, and we had fun with it.
Did you get to write in person together?
No, we did it email.
Oh
no, that's a new one.
Yeah, he lives in Florida, so he sends me little clips, and I lay down some lyrics, and I send him a demo back, and I shoot it back to him, and he'll put something together, and he'll add to it and shoot me some words, and then I'll incorporate them in and redo the demo, and I'll say, what do you think about this? And we just bounce it back and forth through email.
Wow, that's a new process for us, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard about the Zoom rights, and we've heard about over the phone and things like that, but never an email. So
yeah, he's not that way. It's kind of like you got time to play around with it, and you don't have to feel like you have to be under the gun right there face to face, and you got time to let it gel, and you got time to go do something else, and you come back and you go, okay, this is better. And you might write a line and you go, oh, that's not going to work. And then you go back and you scratch that out. And I do a lot of my writing on computer, so I can just save it and I can go back in, and that way I don't have to worry about paper laying around. And I'm kind of a high-tech redneck, I guess you could say.
Oh, I love it, man. I'd be right there with you. That is interesting, though, that you did that via email, doing it right like that. And we've heard when we've talked to different writers and artists, and when they write, and the difficult way it's being done, like through Zoom, you see each other, but you really can't feel the energy coming off of each other when you're sitting there and trying to write a song. And of course, an email, you're not going to see or feel anything, but it's a difficult a way to do it, but they have been doing it. They've been forced to do it if they want to continue on. And I guess you could look at it as a learning experience for everybody.
Yeah, you can. Of course, I've done some co-writes down in Nashville. I did a lot of writing with Don Gatlin. Daryl used to be the brother duo back in the early 90s, Daryl and Don Ellis.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And Don and I, we've wrote about 5 or 6 tunes or more together and co-write. So we spent some time in Toby Keith's publishing house for a while doing some co-writing there. And Don was a staff writer for him for a while before Toby sold the house. He sold the catalog and everything. And the title track of my project is coming out in October. It is a co-write with Don. And it came out really great. It's a tune called Go So Fast. And we have a plan on maybe putting that out as a single down the road. Cool.
I look forward to hearing that.
It's a lot of folks have given compliments to it that, in the industry, folks, we've bounced it off some people and see what they think about it, and they really love it. And, we're hoping that it does well.
Yeah. Tell us about who you've actually opened up for.
Okay.
You read my mind.
I've worked
That was
with
totally my next question.
I've worked with
We do
artists
think alike.
You guys do. You guys think you do. Yeah.
Really? Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. I've worked with artists like Kitty Chesney, Tim McGraw, Shenandoah, Exile,
Love
Brian
Shannon.
White, Leanne Walmick. I was trying to think of everybody that did gigs with and worked with. One of my favorite gigs that I did was with Gene Watson.
Oh, wow.
And T. Graham Brown. That was really neat getting to open for those guys. They were really super nice guys. I mean, they hung with us after the show and just sat around and gabbed. And I remember T. Graham, he get a sweet tea, and he'd come off the bus and throw out a launch chair, and we all sit around his bus and just sit there and just chewed the fat and just talked about whatever, fishing or whatever. He was a great guy to get to know. He was really nice.
That's cool.
Were these mostly in your hometown, or did you have to travel wherever these folks were?
Some travel involved, yeah. Some travel. Some was nearby, and some we done shows where we went a little ways to do it. But it wasn't that bad as far as travel is concerned. But we enjoyed getting to work with these people. Some they want to have their downtime and they want to relax but some of them just like to get with the opening act and just have like a family rap session, that kind of thing.
No, that's great. They make you feel welcome. You're part of the family at that point.
Yeah, they're really super nice, and you just have a blast. It doesn't seem like work. It doesn't seem like work at all.
That's what we hear. You don't feel like you're going to work.
Yeah. The work is setting up and tearing down and loading in and loading out. That's the work.
Yeah, when
I do the show, I'm in my ultimate high right there doing the show on stage. I'm enjoying myself. I mean, that's got to. If somebody asked me, said, you got there in that heat and it's hot out in these festivals and stuff. Don't you get tired of doing it? I said, no. When we get out there and we start playing and the people's getting into the music and they're loving it, I'm at home. That's where I want to be.
If Dwayne, if somebody wanted to hear your single or find out more about you, first of all, "Ease My Troubled Mind" is the single that we've been talking about, and that's huge. But you have a website, I would assume.
Yep.
Which is?
It's www.dwainemesser.com. Okay. And of course, I'm in social media as well. And
you're on Skip.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I mean, so do you have, like, on the website? I would assume you have your music listed, or maybe little clips so people can hear.
We're going to start. We're in transition on that. My website designer, Brian Cecil, he's got to get that page finished up, but we kind of held off on that because we've been wanting to do it as a single at a time, and so we've been concentrating on the single campaign. But later on, whenever the CD's for sale, we have plans on putting like a little mini clips in there on the webpage and everything. Right. And of course, I'm gathering up emails for anybody who wants to be fans. It's a free send your email into the website. It doesn't cost you anything to be a part of it. And then we've got all the streaming platforms that John and Jim have set up on Grassroots. They've been doing that, and it's just been, we're getting a lot of spins on that, and streams on that. And people starting to find it, and it's starting to grow, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving that the people's liking it.
Now, I can tell you from somebody that I do the radio thing and the program director thing and the on-air thing and all that that has to do with radio. But you and I talk to these promoters all the time, and even some of the record labels. But Grassroots is great. Great people to work with. I can tell you that much. I mean, from my angle, from my point of view. Easy to talk to. I've got some great reps. I think you're in good company with good people.
Yes, I do too.
whole game.
I totally agree with you. They've been really nice to me, good working with me in the label that I'm with, and we've just enjoyed working with them. And easy accessibility, they're always there. John's always checking in with me. Jim's always checking in with me. And I also have to put a plug in for my publicist, Susan Niles. She's been a real great big help, and
Nice.
she's been working along with them, and we've just had a big time. And it's been a lot of busy work because I've been right there with them trying, gathering stuff, and we've been coming up with ideas, but it's been fun. I've not thought of it as any kind of work. It's just been fun, creativity.
Mm-hmm. What else have you been doing during this period where we can't do anything? Like, have you been?
Yeah,
I know that's
he's been working out. I could tell you that.
I've been doing that, and I've been enjoying just the outdoors because I live on a farm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I hear a lot of the artists sing about hollers and stuff. I actually live in a holler. In Eastern Kentucky, we got hollers. I mean,
Holler.
on one side of my house is a hill that goes straight up. On the other side is a hill that goes straight up, and then my yard kind of goes to the side. Because when you live in a holler, there's usually a creek or something or a stream that comes out of it. And we live on my grandfather's farm that my dad inherited. It's in the out in the rural Kentucky. And if you ever get a chance to come down Kentucky way, I can show you, what hollers are like.
I would love to see it because it sounds absolutely beautiful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dwayne,
If you've ever been down to Dollywood, which I know you have, you've been to Dollywood, and that whole park was designed in a holler.
Okay.
Down amongst the mountains, because I thought how neat how they put that park and laid it all out up in those with the mountains all around, and they went up where the stream is. That's kind of how a lot of us have homes here when you live out in rural Kentucky like that.
Oh, wow. It sounds absolutely beautiful. And it probably gives you that quiet time that you need every once in a while when you want to sit down and think and write and maybe just pick up the guitar and maybe just go sit on a log.
Yeah. Got the front porch and, sometimes.
I'd be picking up my guitar and going for a walk and just kind of find myself a place to sit and just kind of try something.
Now, I can go like back on what I call back on the hill, because we're down in the holler. We got some roads on the farm where we got flats back on the hill, and my dad's got cattle there, and you can get up on top of these hills and you can look forever. If you should see for like a good, as far as your eyes can see. It reminds you of being on like down in Gatlinburg or somewhere like that, because we're not as large as the Gatlinburg Mountains, but we're considered, where we live at, we're considered the foothills of Appalachia.
I love it. I see John's note. My love is deeper than a holler. I get it now. I got it all. It all came together when I saw the note there on the screen. I said, that's what it's about. I got it now. Got it. So I'm a city boy. Well, not really, but close to it. Oh, Deb disappeared, but she'll be back. I'm sure she'll be back. But yeah, so all that comes together. It sounds like you're in a beautiful area. Do you like to get out and watch sports at all? Or
sometimes I got a nephew who likes to play Little League. We kind of take in a game or two, and I haven't done a lot of sports. Music has been my thing about all my growing up days. I didn't play sports myself. I was I guess I should say it like they say, I was the band geek, so to speak, back in high school.
I'm right there with you, my friend. Yeah, I'm a geek. I love it.
Yeah, we enjoyed it when we did that, and I still love doing it now, and it's just it's great doing it.
Awesome. Deb's back. She had to go let the dog out.
You know what that reminded me of? When you talk to somebody on the phone and they're kind of going through an area that's almost like a dead zone. You talk and it's getting crinkly and you don't know if you're going to disconnect. Well, I just went through that dead zone. Everybody froze up. I didn't hear anything. Then I heard something and it was going in and out. So
this has been really nice talking to you tonight,
yeah.
and finding a lot out about you with the song, being on the radio and here in Syracuse. at least our viewers and our listeners, and now they can see you and not only hear the music, but now they know who you are. They know a lot about you, and that's what we do. We bring it all to life and bring it to our listeners. So thank you for your time tonight. This has been really, really cool.
Thank
Well,
you.
Skip, it's been great, and I appreciate you having me on here, and thank you for playing my music, and thanks for having me on your station show. I wish I could pick your radio station up. I think I could probably find it on the internet.
Well, you can get it on TuneIn Radio.
Yeah.
TuneIn Radio, 92.1 The Wolf.
Okay, I'll have to do a search and all that. Hopefully, the technology will kick in there to where it works correctly. And I think I'm going to have to do some upgrading on my computer systems a little bit.
Well, no, it's like what you said a little while ago. Everything changes so fast. The technology, it just keeps going, and there's no stopping it. And you try to keep up with it; it's virtually impossible to do that. So,
yeah,
very difficult. But hey, Dwayne, we're going to let you go, but thank you so much for joining us here tonight. And we look forward to hopefully our paths will cross. I know we'll be in Nashville sooner than later, I guess. Deb's got some trips coming up, and hopefully one of these times I'll take along with her, and we'll definitely love to meet you, love to say hello. And
I would love to do that. It's great. Yeah, keep in touch. I'll friend you on Facebook or something, and what have you.
Yep. Give me a friend request, and I'll ignore it. And no, I would never do that. Are you kidding?
He would not. So if you get a chance, like our page at the Country Music Fan Club, and as we get your information, your schedule, your new songs, anything going out there, we'll share it with all of our viewers and all our followers, and we'll help spread the word and introduce you to some new fans.
Well, that would be great, and that would be wonderful. And yes, definitely going to hit the like button. I think I've already got your YouTube. I've got you on YouTube. I liked your for the podcast. I put you on my YouTube account, and I'm going to go back and find you on Facebook and do that as well.
Well, we appreciate that. Of course, like you said, it Skip Happens on YouTube. If somebody's watching this, make sure you subscribe to it and not to miss an episode with a lot of our up-and-coming artists and some well-established artists. And we have some surprises coming up for you in the near future. Make sure you check out the Country Music Fan Club page as well. Dwayne, you're awesome. I hope to see you and meet you soon. God bless, my friend. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Keep teaching, because you mean a lot to our kids. I wish I had you for a teacher. That would have been really cool. I'd be the guy calling you Dwayne.
Okay, that worked.
I'm just kidding. But no, it's all good, my friend. Thank you so much. I want you all to have a good night. All right?
Okay. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. And bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.